Welcome to another episode of the podcast. I am going to try to do a longer one than I did last week, and just for your knowledge, I'm dipping right now. So if you hear me spit really loudly because this microphone sucks, I apologize in advance. But let's get into the shit show that was this week's waiver wire, because I want to talk about it right now. I hate that I have no FAAB left. It's my own fault, but you guys are crazy. So Matt gets the Seahawks defense for $15. It's a hefty price for a defense. Lance, I mean, Bam Knight for $11. Buddy, I know you don't use your FAAB very much, but I think maybe could have went a little less. Also uncontested. So, but I like this pickup. Spent the appropriate amount of money for Kendrick Bourne. So maybe that was your first one, and you just, let's look at Lance's team real quick, just out of curiosity. Okay, you didn't have to have a wide receiver, or a running back this week. You could have literally started Pollard. I'm scrolling too fast. You could have started Pollard. What are you doing, Big Bubba? Anyway, still a good pickup there. And Ben picks up Harold Fannin. I didn't have enough monies. I was like staring at it. I was like, who's Matt? Jesus Christ. Matt picks up Zach Ertz. I didn't have enough monies. Lance picked up Josh Downs, who right before I started this is added to the concussion protocol. So maybe not good. And Travis Hunter dropped. Kind of never thought that was going to happen. Becker picks up Tez Johnson. Pretty good pickup. Should get work with my boy out. Ben picks up Cameron Johnson. Are they brothers? I don't know. Anyway, I don't know as much about him. Lance also gets Alec Iomanner. Again, didn't have enough monies. Becker picks up Chiefs defense, which has been performing decently well for fantasy. The 4-3 was not a good start. 12-8-8 was good. Last week, not so great, but it was a barn burner game against Detroit, and they're playing the Raiders, who forgot how to play football. So I think this is the one I would have picked up if I needed a defense, was the Browns. Yeah, playing Miami. Tua's going to screw it up somehow. My consolation prize was the booty. Tiffany has picked up and already dropped Jordan Whittington. Ben gets the Bears defense, who do they play? New Orleans. And Tiffany also picks up Luther Burden, which I kind of like it. I was going to pick him up, but I guess I had booty ahead. Raiders are gone. Mark Andrews is gone. Darius Slayton's gone. So, sorry, I really wanted to talk about that since it was absolute craziness on the waiver wire. So, this is that time of the year where all the buys and the injuries and all that shenaniganery is happening, and it's getting crazy. And speaking of that, I would like to talk about all of the injuries. So, it's not a good example. Can I pull up somebody who... Can I not see y'all's IR? Doesn't... Okay, hold on. I thought I could maybe see the IR from there, but I guess I can't. Do I have to? Can I click on? Okay, there we go. All right. I'm going to use Tiffany's team as an example because I know she's been complaining about all the stuff going on with it. Here's my commissioner philosophy on the injury stuff for this year. Last year and this year both have been absolutely insane with injuries to the point where I've not been sharing my screen this entire time, have I? I'm so sorry. Rookie mistakes. Anyway, yeah, so where was I at? We're doing this one take, no edits. Injuries. So she has Marvin Harrison on IR right now, who is listed as questionable. It's Wednesday. If he played on Thursday, yeah, okay, I'd probably say something to her. It's Wednesday. I'm not worried about it. I don't know if it's sleeper. I don't know if it's the injuries this year. I don't know what it is, but they keep switching players from questionable to doubtful to out, questionable, doubtful, out, and we all knew CeeDee Lamb wasn't going to play this entire time up until probably this week. And dude kept changing back and forth from questionable. If he's not put on IR for the NFL, Sleeper does this, where I think they go off of the practice reports, where, he didn't practice, so he's questionable. But we all know, for example, Puka Nacua. Puka Nacua will not play this week. I promise you. It's in London. They have a bye week next week. Didn't practice on Wednesday. There's already all this stuff coming out where they're saying he's not going to play. They're going to rest him this week, and he'll have the bye week, and hopefully he'll be back week 9. But they have him listed as questionable. If she wants to put Puka Nacua in the IR right now, I ain't saying a fucking word. If I'll use somebody else as an example. Like, if Mike Evans, who hasn't played since, week 3, wants to go in your IR spot right now, I ain't saying a word. Because will he play? I don't know. Hopeful. If it's... Sorry, I had to spit. Just use your discretion, guys. If you're... I'm trying to think of Darren Waller. Good example here. He probably got some injury. Yeah. He had a hip injury in the game or whatever, and it's looking like he's going to play. Just use your head, Don't put him in your IR if he's questionable and then have me have to tell you to take him out. I don't think anybody's trying to, roster players that, as many players as possible and try to abuse the IR system. But, it's a crazy freaking year with all these injuries and everything. So, Brock Bowers, he's going to play. He's not going to play. He's going to play. He's going to play. He's not practicing. You put him on the IR, I'm not worried about it. If you wanted to make a roster decision and he is listed as active or even questionable, I think it makes you drop a player. So it basically does the work for me. So I'm not worried about it. The only way I will yell at you is if it's something kind of obvious or there's, pretty definitive news of Darius Slayton is going to play this week and he's still in your IR and it's been 24 hours and they play tomorrow or whatever. I'll say something to you. I'll tell you, hey, get him out of your IR and figure it out. But if Darius Slayton's looking he's not going to play, and they have a Sunday game and it's freaking Tuesday, Wednesday, I ain't saying a word to you. Yeah, he's listed as questionable, but they do this wait till the last minute bullshit. Anyway. I think I'm I've switched and I'm on board with Becker's thoughts of having another bench spot next year. Kind of for this reason, kind of for the same reason of like, you can have you have an availability on your bench to have a little bit more pivot options. Plus, I still think the waivers will still be somewhat decent. Yeah, like this is our waivers, right? Yeah. Like, look at all these quarterbacks, like Purdy, Jones, Rodgers, Williams. Like, I know running back and wide receiver is a little thin, but it kind of should be thin, to be honest with you. Like, I know Darius Slayton was dropped, but like, Christian Kirk, Trey Tucker, all these players like probably should be on somebody's bench on their roster. Like Nick Chubb should probably still be on somebody's bench on a roster. Like, it's one of those things where I think waivers will thin out a little bit, but I think it'll make FAAB mean more when there is a player who wasn't drafted that like actually breaks out. But anyway, that's my rant. If you guys have a thought or a question on a IR, shouldn't he be, send me a message or something. If you think somebody's trying to do something they shouldn't, send me a message, and I'll let you know whether I think it's okay or whatever. I like that people are helping me police situations because I'm, I work, I do other things. This isn't 24/7 on fantasy and anything, but at the same time, I'm not going to bite somebody's head off over, Brock Bowers is still in their IR, yet he's listed as questionable. Well, dude hasn't played for 3 weeks. Like, I'm not worried about it. Take a drink, and we're moving on. Did anybody think their video skipped or something or was buffering because I turned the mic off and had dead air? No? Okay. Getting into last week's matchups, I had a stellar performance. Highest points of the week. Highest points of the week. Everybody on my team, aside from Hunter Henry and the injured Emeka Egbuka, had double digits. So that was fun. I wish this could like expand more. I know you guys didn't see my hand gesture there, but anyway. And Tiffany had a decent week, but she decided to come in the room. Are you going to talk about Pikachu?
Hold on, let me get closer. I'm really sad about Puka. Like, really sad. But I'm hoping that he's just going to be out this week. He has a bye next week, and then he'll come back. I hope.
I was literally just talking about how he's not, probably, definitely, like 99% not going to play this week.
Yeah, I don't see, like, I just think that would be kind of stupid if they did play him this week. Like, let him just show because they have a bye week next week. But hopefully that's all. He'll be out. And then, Marv also got hurt, which he hasn't been great anyways, but still, he was, in my starting lineup every single week, and now he's hurt. And then, yeah.
Dak and Achane did good.
Yeah, they're like Dak, Achane, and like Tyler Warren, I feel like are carrying my team right now.
Xavier Worthy got you a touchdown.
Yeah, well, Rashi's coming back this week too, so now I'm a little nervous about Worthy. So I have like no receivers. It feels like I have Keenan Allen.
Well, Scratch My CD's coming back, so
hopefully, I hope.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's still a chance that he's going to be out. I feel like I haven't gotten a true update on that. But anyways.
So I guess since you're here, how does it feel that to be beaten by your husband?
It's annoying. I thought it was going to be I mean, and it would have. I mean, if injuries wouldn't have happened, I think it would have been
I mean,
much closer. But I
was,
don't know. You had a really good week, so
it
maybe
was
not.
projected 4-point difference, and
Well, like you always say, the projections don't matter.
they're damn right they don't matter.
So why are you talking about projections? But
Well,
anyways,
it's
it would have
just-
been much closer, but I think you still would have won even if Puka and Marv didn't get hurt. But who knows? It's just
All right.
disappointing. Okay, bye.
Bye. All right. So that one was pretty easy. Let's move on to Tim and Lance. So move my mouse cursor. Tim had the second highest points scored on the week, crushing Lance, who didn't even score 100, which there's a couple of you that it barely hit 100 or didn't hit 100. Kind of a lower scoring week, but yeah, Patrick Mahomes, I guess he wants to make me eat my words. He's pretty good this year for fantasy. Yeah. I would like to take a victory lap on the Kamani Vidal Hassan Haskins take, because all the news was Haskins was going to get the majority of the work, all this, all that. And I called it on the podcast last week and said that Haskins is probably going to suck and Vidal, I think, is going to get the work. And I was right. So I don't get many victories, so I am going to victory lap when I do get one. So Pickens obviously carried, Mahomes carried, Vidal carried, and Henry had okay game. I mean, no touchdown. You would have liked to see that, but for the carries and yardage, you're happy with that from Henry, especially considering what he's been doing. Sutton, Wilson, duds. I mean, that's dud games to me. 17 and 13 yards, not good. Romeo Dobbs, I mean, more than I expected him to get, but Tucker Kraft got touchdown, so you're happy with that. Tyler Algier had a really good play, but obviously you don't actually put him in your starting lineup. So with Mason and Collins on the bye, promising things on their team there. For Lance, so the Hurts-Brown stack did okay. I mean, I think that's about as good as it gets, and you're not really super happy with it. Javonte had a really down week, so that game was just weird. Dallas's defense is like a bunch of high schoolers out there against an NFL team. DJ Moore, with the emergence of Luther Burden and all the other options in that offense, I think he's going to kind of continue to do more of this. Kenneth Walker's either going to score you all the points or none of the points. Kyle Pitts is what we thought he was. And every year we all get suckered into, well, maybe it's this year. I've been done with Kyle Pitts. I thought for a second this offseason that maybe I'd be in because of the draft price being nothing. But, yeah, Cooper Kupp did okay. Rams defense really did well. I don't see any mistakes that you made so far. It's just kind of a unlucky situation there, and obviously, this week you got Kittle coming back, which I don't even know why I'm talking about that. We'll talk about that in a little bit. So Ben and Kim, Ben takes the win. Kind of a close game. Ben's team, aside from Hassan Haskins, everybody kind of just put up pretty good games. Except, what the hell? I did not click out of that. That's weird. Lions defense sucked. Don't need to talk about it. It's a defense. Hassan Haskins, not good. That sucked. And a really, really down game from Quinshot and Judkins. Dude's been putting up no less than 10 points, sometimes doubling that, and then puts up a 3-burger on you. So, he put up 10 points with 27% percentage of snaps. Like, that's, yeah. I didn't watch this game. I don't know what happened. I know they lost, but maybe they were throwing. I know Dylan Gabriel is terrible, but anyway. Yeah, everybody kind of just had a good game. You know, is what it is. Jordan, yeah, no, like nobody on the bench. A lot of bye weeks, a lot of that stuff. Kim, not a very good game from Saquon. You're not super happy with that. Really good game from DeAndre Swift. Kind of knew that was going to happen playing against Washington. He's going to have those up and down games all year long. Devontae Adams, I don't remember when Puka got hurt, but I expected more after I saw Puka got hurt. But, I mean, they were up like the whole game, so they didn't have to worry about it. Dud from Pittman. Decent game good game from Kelsey for tight end. If you don't get a tight end touchdown, you're kind of disappointed. But if they go 6 for 7 and 78 in a PPR, you're kind of happy with it. So, perfect example. You're happy with this, and you're kind of sort of happy with this. Darren Waller got you a touchdown. If he didn't get the touchdown, it would be 3 points. So there's a very, very fine line there. Montgomery, not super awesome. Saved you with the receiving yards there for not a complete, just horrible game. I expected more from Jaylen Warren, especially in a game that they're up, but is what it is. Missed the boat by not starting Dallas Goddard there on Thursday, but I don't blame you. I probably would have started those two as well. So it's one of those things. And moving on, I'm pretty sure this was the closest matchup, and I've talked to Matt since, and he said that he was up by a little bit, I think is what he said, going into the matchup. Came down to the wire. Apparently, it all came down to... Oh, sorry, there's a jackass riding a motorcycle outside and trying to let everybody know that his dick's really small. Yeah, I think it came down to that second Josh Allen interception is what won Matt the game. So, craziness. They lost to Atlanta. That's shocking in and of itself. Kind of a bad game from Josh Allen, which it happens, but it's still surprising because it's Josh Allen. Dobbins, Odunze, Hall, Ridley, all duds. Just pissing, that's 9, 14, 16 points between 4 players at the 2 most important positions outside of quarterback. Not good. Bijan, Dowdle, and McBride are literally the only reason you were in this because they all had just great games. Rico Dowdle has earned a 50-50 split at the minimum with Chuba Hubbard coming back. I expect that to hurt both of them and make them both kind of just whoever gets the touchdown has the good fantasy day. But anyway, Bijan is the best running back in football right now. Enough said. Wan'Dale Robinson, 20 points. I would have never started him. So I can't blame you. I would have started Jerry Jeudy over Ridley, which wouldn't have helped. I mean, it would have won you the game, but hindsight's 2020, is what it is. And Michael Penix, decent game. Not a lot of, I don't know. It's just the one touchdown just kind of doesn't bring it up there for quarterback scoring. James Cook kind of had a okay game. You would have hoped for a touchdown. Etienne, kind of the same thing. Stephon Diggs is garbage. Drake London had a huge, amazing game. He caught all of Atlanta's balls, I'm pretty sure. And, the touchdown from Penix went to Drake London. I couldn't remember Michael Penix's name for a second, even though it's right above me, and I could have scrolled up. Jake Tonjes, decent game, but irrelevant now that Kittle's coming back. Lad McConkey had a really big game. I know Kim's pissed somewhere. Montgomery sucked, and McConkey was really good. Devonta Smith, same situation I was talking about earlier with A.J. Brown. The Eagles are so good that it's actually bad for everybody for fantasy. Chris Olave, 15 points. Again, high size 2020. Probably would have started him over Diggs. And okay, it doesn't want me to talk about Mark Andrews, so I won't. Lastly, Lovett and Orshofsky. For whatever reason, I see this picture and I'm like, that's Matt. No, that's not Matt. Some freaking Arab dude. Lovett, Jaden Daniels. Well, for lack of a better word, love it. I love that guy. Good game. Gibbs had a down game. That was just an odd game in general. Kyron Williams got a touchdown. That's good. Kyron pretty much gets in the end zone weekly, so. Regretting the trade that I did. Waddle had a good game. Scattaboo makes me regret every decision I've ever made. 3 touchdowns. Yep. Ferguson got a touchdown, so you like it. Debo, meh. I don't expect a whole lot from Debo, but still bad. Matthew Golden got a couple carries and a couple long passes, so don't expect that from him. And on Orshofsky's side, hopefully you're still paying attention. Kincaid. Oh, okay, that's why. Never mind. I take back what I said. Kincaid, I know, was like he's going to play, and then he didn't. And, yeah, that was Monday. Hawkinson on a bye, so you're not going to drop Kincaid. Okay, I got it. My bad. So Kincaid, Goose, Hurts, Bo Nix. Seems like this is about as good as Bo Nix can do for fantasy, so it's one of those where you don't drop him, but like, what do you do? I kind of need a quarterback situation. I mean, has he eclipsed 20? Yeah, twice. Like, dude's just going to average, probably 17 points is his average. And that's not bad. It's just not great. Ramondre, terrible game. Just freaking awful. Like, I wish they'd just put the ball in Trevion Henderson's hands. I know why they're not, because they're old school coaching and he can't pass block and da. But, like, Ramondre is not the fucking guy. To give him 13 carries is ridiculous. But they won the game, so, Jonathan Taylor makes me rethink what I said about Bijan being the best running back in football. But I still stand by it. Jonathan Taylor is just like a tank, while Bijan is like the swifty, shifty, kind of guy. I would take Bijan over Jonathan Taylor if I was starting an NFL team right now. Not only because he's younger, I just think he's the better runner. But Jonathan Taylor is a very close second. Dude's a monster. He's the entire reason that the Colts are the first place in the AFC. Jamar Chase, you like to see that. 10 receptions. You can't beat that whatsoever. Very good week from him. Brian Thomas woke up. That's also nice to see. Jacoby Myers is hot garbage, even though he caught 4 for 4. It just seems like the team doesn't want him anymore. I guess that's what happens when you ask for a trade before the start of the season. Zay Flowers, the fumble hurts. Would have had 10 points otherwise, and you would have been like, that's okay. Other than that, not a whole lot to talk about. So, congratulations to everybody that won. And quickly, I will do this week's matchups. Haven't looked at them whatsoever. That could be a problem. Becker doesn't have a quarterback, so who is he going to drop? Probably Calvin Ridley. So I'm going to assume that Becker plays a quarterback and doesn't leave Josh Allen on a bye in there. So I think I like Drake May better than whatever quarterback that you sub in there. McCaffrey is good. Hopefully he gets a rushing touchdown. That'd be awesome. But otherwise, still doing really good. J.K. Dobbins. Don't know how to feel about that. Breece Hall against Carolina. Not expecting much. Arizona, I think, has a decent run defense. They have either a decent run defense or defense. I don't know. Jacobs should do okay. Is this right? I thought Is that next week? Sorry. Okay, I was looking at next week. Okay, sorry. I was like, and Jigba's on a bye. No, that's next week. I'm sorry. I've been doing some planning ahead. Anyway, Jigba is looking like a definitive wide receiver 1, and I'm pretty sure I got him in let's look at it real quick, just to stroke my ego. I got him in the 3rd. I took him pretty early there. Anyway, he's looking really good. So we'll go back. Where was I? DK Metcalf. He'll probably get some work. I'm hoping for a touchdown. Hunter Henry kind of goosed me last week. Really hoping for a Drake May, Hunter Henry touchdown. I mean, that's everybody's hoping for a touchdown from every one of their fucking players, but Hunter Henry to Drake May is a very real possibility. It's been happening quite a bit. These are my 2 question marks here. Don't really know how to feel about Rachaad White. I'm pretty sure Bucky's going to be out this week again. Are they on bye next week? No, they are not. Hoping Bucky's out again and Rachaad White can get all that sweet, sweet work. But Jameson Williams is boom bust. Enough said. New England's defense has a very good stretch of games coming up. My boy, what did Gronk say? Emeka Egbegbu, or however he fucking pronounced it, fucking goddamn retard, is out, and I'm sad, and I don't know how long it's going to be. And yeah, he's not going to play. Super sad. Hopefully Huge plays, because I'll put him in for one of these 2. Njoku's doing Njoku things. He's also hurt. I got the booty. Not going to play the booty unless I have to. Wandale Robinson, not thrilled about that. Roma Dunze, I'm expecting a little bit from Odunze. I feel like the Bears are going to switch from DJ Moore, Odunze, and Luther Burden, and like week to week, they're going to get a good fantasy day, and you just got to hope and pray that you started the right one, which is why I personally hate it if I had them on my team, because you never know. But, it's nice when you have the big boom game. Rico Dowdle. If Chuba's really back this week, I think they kind of slow roll him a little bit. So I think this is probably, if Chuba is for sure back this week, this is the last week of just supreme confidence with Rico Dowdle. Trey McBride is a stud, and Bijan is the best running back in football. You have both Rico and Chuba. I'm assuming you're shopping one of those, knowing you. Ridley is hot garbage. And yeah, I'm actually going to predict that I win this week. I don't like your matchups as much. So yeah, I'm going to project a win for me. Moving on to Tiffany and Tim. I know she's got, Puka's going to be out. CD's supposed to be in, I think. She picked up Luther Burden. Good for the bench, not good for the starting lineup. Keenan Allen, as she exclaimed earlier, has been hurting. So, worried is a understatement. Kamara against Chicago. Gotta love it. Or wait, is Chicago the one? Oh my god, I'm blanking right now. Who played Chicago last week? Can I look at? Does this show me NFL scores? Yes, it sure does. Okay, hold on. Sorry, going down a rabbit hole here. I'm completely blanking on who Chicago. Okay, it was yeah. Chicago has a good run defense. Okay, I'm sorry. I was getting it confused with somebody else. Okay, so maybe that's not great. He still can do passing work stuff, so that's nice. But Tyler Warren is apparently matchup proof. Rashid Shaheed against Chicago is also gross. Xavier Worthy. I know Rashee Rice is back. It's still going to be the Chiefs. They're going to throw it to Hollywood. They're going to throw it to Juju. They're going to throw it to Worthy. They're going to throw it to Rashee Rice. I don't know if it changes as much as she thinks it does for Worthy. I could be wrong. I'm still not thrilled about it. Don't get me wrong. Don't hear what I'm not saying. But Krosky, if he's worth a flying fuck, it will be this week against Dallas. So you could have, I mean, I know he kind of sucked last week, but I think he's one of those running backs that against the bad defenses, he's going to be good. Achan's an auto start. Dak is looking like the fantasy MVP at quarterback this year. Mahomes against the Raiders. I keep doubting Mahomes, and I'm going to continue it. This week, I don't think that they have to really use Mahomes that much. I know they will. I know he'll get a touchdown or two. I don't think he scrambles a whole lot. I don't think the Raiders are going to put up that much of a fight in terms of like winning the game. So I don't think they need Mahomes to do Mahomes stuff as much. Jordan Mason, Vidal against Indy. Indy has a decent run defense, so I'm a little bit more worried about that. Plus, they gave him all that work last week. Do they now go to Hassan Haskins? Like, I don't know. I get still starting him. That's cool. Cortland Sutton, probably looking for a bounce back. Nico Collins is back, but Seattle has a good defense. But it's an auto start. Tucker Kraft is an auto start. George Pickens is an auto start. Romeo Dobbs, gross. Oh, okay. So Derrick Henry's on a bye, so you kind of have to start. I guess you have Tajay Spears, but I'd probably do exactly what you're doing. I'd roll with Vidal over Tajay Spears. You know what Tajay Spears is going to get you. Vidal's kind of like that mystery box that it could be a boat, or it could just be a mystery box. I'm gonna roll with Tim. Double checking, yeah. The Pickens, Kraft, Nico, Mahomes thing and Sutton is making me roll with Tim. I know these two will do good, and Warren will have a game, but everybody else on her team's a question mark right now with all the injuries. If CeeDee Lamb plays and she has the Dak CD stack, and she gets rid of like Rashid Shaheed or something, or Keenan Allen, then I think that it could be a hell of a lot closer, if not a Tiffany win. But as it stands right now, I'm picking Tim. I do know this matchup already, and I'm picking Kim. Lance Buddy, I just don't like your team. There's just so many question marks, and there's so many good players too. And it's one of those things where like everybody has one of these years where you have all these players, they're too good to drop. Their trade value's not where they need to be to actually move on from them. And the ones that you could trade, like a Javonte Williams, are kind of the backbone of your team. So you don't want to do that. It's just one of those years for you, buddy. So, yeah, not thrilled about anything there. And I'm not betting against Baker Mayfield right now. The dude is got the dog in him, as the kids say. So, yeah, going with Kim. Sorry, not a whole lot to talk about. Ben Boyce Oshofsky. I don't know why that fucking came out like that. Kind of talked in depth about Knicks earlier. Not too thrilled. Gainwell's been performing. Oh, okay. It was just kind of the 1 week. Whatever. Cincinnati's defense ain't that great either. Expecting more of a Jalen Warren game, though. Jonathan Taylor, stud. Jamar Chase, stud. Brian Thomas, hopefully he's back. Hawkinson, plugging him in there. Oh, Kincaid's out. Yeah, okay. Jacoby Myers, if he doesn't do it this week against Kansas City, fucking drop his ass. Terry McLaurin, love the player, not so much for fantasy. Zay Flowers on bye. Okay. So, yep, you're kind of stuck with this lineup. Goff against Tampa, looks like that's going to be one of them like shootout games, especially on Monday night. Expecting that to be very entertaining. Super sad that I'm not going to get to really watch a whole lot of that game. We will talk about that in a little bit. Genty, he's going to get work. Whether he gets any productivity out of it, don't know. Yeah, sorry, I just wanted to make sure I was still recording. Quinshon Judkins definitely going to bounce back against Miami. Like, that's a guarantee he's going to bounce back. Tet McMillan, good against Jets. Jets can't do nothing. I wouldn't be surprised if the fucking Jets, like, lose by at least 2 scores, and the Panthers are not good, so that's how bad the Jets are. Balls on this man, putting Rashee Rice right back in the lineup. The balls. Goff, Amon-Ra, Laporta stack. I would have thought it would have hurt, but apparently it's good because they're just throwing the ball like crazy. So definitely picking Ben to win that one. Last matchup here. Sorry, phone is ringing. Last matchup, Lovett versus Matt. Matt, you need to change your name. It's been like 2 weeks now that you've had this, and it's confusing me because it's the same as this, so please change your name. Daniels against Dallas. Fucking love it. Well, I get it. Jahmyr Gibbs, expecting some receptions out of him this week, so better game here. Kyron will get a touchdown, so yeah. Apparently Scattaboo's the second coming of the Juggernaut, so, whatever, not bitter at all. Debo, if he's going to do it, it would be against Dallas. Don't really care for the Chase Brown start, but your options are thin. Probably would play T. Higgins personally, or maybe the shot on Michael Carter instead of Chase Brown. Only because Chase Brown's not been doing that hot, but I guess we're going for floor, which is not a bad strategy. Matt's team, Justin Fields, who is on bye? Nobody. You just don't have a quarterback. Okay. That is disgusting. How many points did he put up? 4 points last week. Did you just pick him up? September. Okay, no, he's been on your team. Don't like that at all. Pacheco is in like a 3-headed committee with Kareem Hunt and Patrick Mahomes. So not thrilled about that. ETN against the Rams. Should. I don't know. He started off hot. He's kind of cooling off. Diggs, gross. Drake London, auto start. Zach Ertz, I like it, especially against Dallas, and especially since Jaden Daniels is back. Apparently they love each other. Olave against Chicago, I actually kind of like it. And McConkey, I think McConkey is gonna. I guess he's emerging. I guess I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the Chargers wide receivers. Obviously, I thought it was trending one way and apparently did a 180 on me. And Seattle's defense against Houston, love it. So I'm picking Matt. I'm not picking Matt. I'm picking Lovett against Matt. Matt's got Cook on a bye. Bauer's probably not going to play again. Why Devontae Smith is... I know you're mad, but... Why is Devontae Smith not in there for... I guess you're going for just because the Titans defense is so bad. Don't know. Wouldn't do it. If I was you, I'd be going for the upside. But 'tis what it is. Here's the standings. Your podcast host and fantasy god is sitting at 5-1, who's just waiting to get knocked off. It's going to happen. I'm going to have a fall from grace, and I know it's coming. I just want to, I want to bask in it while I'm ahead. So, Tiffany at second. A lot of you guys at 3-3. Becker, Tim, Ben, Kim, Matt, all at 3-3. And Lovett, Jordan, and Lance all at 2-4. So, yeah. And like I was saying earlier, next week, I am going to be out of town. And we might have a surprise host of the podcast who has just walked in the door. Who might be soloing the podcast.
Yeah, first time ever.
I'll say
I think I'm gonna do it. I'm on the fence, but I think I will.
This is the first time that we even have had talks about the podcast still happening, but me not being a part of it.
Yeah, it'll be weird.
Yeah,
and I'm probably gonna do a horrible job, but
everybody's excited for it because they're tired of hearing my voice. So I'm sure.
I don't know about that.
I'm sure it'll be the most liked and listened to episode of the podcast.
Only because it's different, I think.
Well, and it's because it doesn't involve me and everyone hates me.
Oh.
Well, there's that too, so.
Yeah, I think everyone likes me.
Yeah. But anyway, so that may or may not be happening, and apparently we're leaning towards it will.
Yeah.
So if not, it'll be a late in the week podcast, probably Friday or Saturday. I will be back and I will record it if she decides not to. So thank you guys for listening. Sorry it wasn't as short as last week. And I will see you on the battlefield.
Goodbye.
Bye.